Hey, and welcome back to My Sister's TBR. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Stacy, and we're ready to dive into a mountain of bookish news and new releases. Seriously, our TBR piles are threatening to take over the house at this point.
It's a hazard of the job, I guess. But hey, we're not complaining. We might actually, at some point, you might hear us complain about our TBR getting too high, but that's fine.
Yep.
There are so many exciting books coming out soon, we can hardly contain ourselves.
And we'll be sharing all of the upcoming releases we're most anticipating, plus some juicy bookish news.
We'll also be chatting about what is currently keeping us up at night.
Nervous laughter. So as usual, grab your favorite mug, settle in, and get ready for a bookish catch-up session.
Let's talk books.
Woohoo!
All right. So, I love how you always take care of like the new releases and the news for the months, because then I can just be excited.
Yes. I love getting your like actual reaction to some of this stuff.
Like, I look forward to this so much.
Me too.
Okay, so our first highly anticipated release for February is part of the Ruinous Love Trilogy by Brianne Weaver. This is Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver. That's a very... Okay, I was going to say this is a very short description, but it's because it's book 3, I guess.
Very. Yeah.
Circus motorcycle performer Rose meets lonely small-town doctor Fionn after a night of murderous adventure goes awry. This is a dark romance, thriller, and horror. I don't see the page count. And it's coming out it came out February 11th.
Yeah, so that's the Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, and now Scythe and Sparrow.
I need to read.
You do. They are so, so good.
I was close to, actually. I don't remember if I actually went ahead and downloaded it on my Kindle or not, but I am going to read it. I promise.
Good. It's so, so fantastic. It's just fun. Dark, but it's fun. And like the comedy in it is good. You'll never look at Orzo Rice the same after the first page.
Interesting.
Yeah. You'll see.
I'm intrigued. Okay.
Next up, we have a new Ali Hazelwood, and
Ooh.
I love her books. We have a sports romance. So normally, like typically her books are very scientists and just, I don't know, like it maybe she already has a sports romance book and I just haven't seen it yet, but this just felt very like out of the blue. But
okay, like she's branching out.
Maybe, I don't know. That's what it struck me as because I hadn't seen. So this one is, it came out February the 4th, and I've already seen so many people with the beautiful sprayed edges.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yes. This is about Scarlett Vandermeer. She's swimming upstream, a junior at Stanford and a student athlete who specializes in platform diving. Scarlett prefers to keep her head down, concentrating on getting into med school and on recovering from the injury that almost ended her career. She has no time for relationships, at least that's what she tells herself. Swim captain, world champion, all-around aquatics golden boy, Lucas Blomqvist, thrives on discipline. It's how he wins gold medals and breaks records. Complete focus with every stroke. On the surface, Lucas and Scarlett have nothing in common until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. So they start an arrangement. And as the pressure leading to the Olympics heats up, so does their relationship. It was supposed to be just a temporary, mutually satisfying fling, but when staying away from Lucas becomes impossible, Scarlett realizes that her heart might be treading into dangerous water.
Oh.
So, like, fake dating, forced proximity.
Check.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, so our next release is We All Live Here by Jojo Moyes. This came out February 11th. Lila Kennedy has a lot on her plate. A broken marriage, 2 wayward daughters, a house that is falling apart, and an elderly stepfather who seems to have quietly moved in. Her career is in free fall and her love life is complicated. So when her real dad, a man she has barely seen since he ran off to Hollywood 35 years ago, suddenly appears on her doorstep, it feels like the final straw. But it turns out even the family you thought you could never forgive might have something to teach about love and what it actually means to be family. This is a contemporary romance. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I feel like that would be sad, and I don't want to read that.
Yeah. If we have to go by her other books. Quite the tear jerkers. Yeah, that seems very messy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Cute. I love the cover, too. That's actually so pretty.
Yeah. Next up, we have First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. This is number 1 in the Heartstrings series. This is like a Sleepless in Seattle inspired story.
Cute.
Oh, it's a contemporary romance, 448 pages, and it was released on February 11th. Aiden Valentine has a secret. He's fallen out of love with love. And as the host of Baltimore's romance hotline, that's a bit of a problem. But when a young girl calls into the station asking for dating advice for her mom, the interview goes viral, thrusting Aiden and Heartstrings into the limelight. Lucy Stone thought she was doing just fine. She has a good job, an incredible family, and a smart, slightly devious kid. But when all of Baltimore is suddenly scrutinizing her love life, or lack thereof, she begins to question if she's as happy as she thought. Maybe a little more romance wouldn't be such a bad thing. Everyone wants Lucy to find her happy ending. Even the handsome, temperamental man calling the shots. But when sparks start to fly behind the scenes, Lucy must make the final call between the radio-sponsored Happily Ever After or the man in the headphones next to her.
Oh.
Okay. I love this. A, like, rom-com?
Yep.
I want to say.
Yep.
A bit of podcast? I like this.
Right up our alley.
We're not biased.
No, not at all.
I might have to get this, like, right now.
Do it.
Because that sounds like it's shaping up to be a really good story.
Up next, we have Grave Empire by Richard Swan. This is the number 1 in the Great Silence series. It is 529 pages.
Hold up a sec. I think this might be the first male author we have mentioned in a very long time.
You know what? You're so right. We aren't.
Wow.
We are not sexist. It just so happens that the books that are picked are just...
I mean, I'm a little sexist when it comes to my romance books.
Yeah, true. True.
But yes, yeah. No. Okay, carry on. Sorry to interrupt. I just thought that was very bizarre.
Yeah, no, that is. Good eye. It's a fantasy horror. I am so down. Steampunk. Mm-hmm. Interesting. This came out February 4th. A new age of exploration and innovation has dawned, and the empire of the wolf stands to take its place as the foremost power in the known world. Glory and riches await. But dark days are coming. A mysterious plague has broken out in the pagan kingdoms to the north, while in the south, the Empire's proxy war in the lands of the Wolfmen is weeks away from total collapse. Worse still is the message brought to the Empress by two heretic monks who claim to have lost contact with the spirits of the afterlife. The monks believe this is the start of an ancient prophecy heralding the end of days, the Great Silence. It falls to Renata Rayner, a low-ranking ambassador to an enigmatic and vicious race of mermen, to seek answers from those who still practice the arcane arts. But with the road south beset by war and the Empire on the brink of supernatural catastrophe, soon there may not be a world left to serve.
That sounds
like
good.
that.
There's a lot there.
Wolfman.
I feel like that's going to be very heavy in the world building. Very heavy. Because there's a lot happening. Like you said, Wolfman.
Merman.
And the last book that we have on our list, Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. This is a thriller mystery, 336 pages, and it is expected to be published February 25th. It is June 21st, the longest day of the year, and the life of new mother Camilla is about to change forever. After months of maternity leave, she will drop off her infant daughter at daycare for the first time and return to her job as a literary agent, finally. But when she wakes, her husband Luke isn't there, and in his place is a cryptic note. Then it starts. Breaking news. A hostage situation is developing in London. The police tell her Luke is involved, but he isn't a hostage. Her husband, doting father, eternal optimist, is the gunman.
Oh.
Ooh. I just got chills. I got chills.
They're multiplying. Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
Ooh.
I don't actually like that, but
yeah.
In fiction, I like that. The mystery thriller is what I like.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it would be a whirlwind.
You know what? You did really good at choosing these because they're not all lovey-dovey and like gushy February typical. Good job.
Mm-hmm. I try to avoid too many romances. And I don't even know, like Scythe and Sparrow is just like, is also dark. So
that's different.
That's different than the gushy mushy romance.
I can handle a dark romance, but I don't want
the mushy gushy.
Yeah.
Mushy mushy. Yeah, I hear you.
And now we have our news.
Rita, say the first one. I'm so excited.
Okay, I've been seeing this. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I knew you would have.
Yeah. So, first up, I'm sure nobody has forgotten, because we cannot let anybody forget on this podcast that about the new Harry Potter TV show that's coming out this year, next year? Next year. We have John Lithgow is in the final talks to star as Dumbledore in the Harry Potter TV series. I can see it. I think that would be okay.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people who are like not thrilled about this choice. They don't think that he suits Dumbledore, but I feel like it might be people who are basing it off of the movies, because I feel like he will pack a punch to the Dumbledore from the books.
Yeah, you're so right.
I really think so. Yeah. Like, I haven't watched anything of his where he's in like a serious role. To me, he is always like Third Rock from the Sun. That's all that I picture with him.
See, I've only seen him in serious roles. I think there were 2. I know he was in Dexter.
Yep. I never watched much Dexter.
Oh, okay. So like when I see him, that's all I can picture is him being a serial killer in Dexter.
Right. Did you also see where Ralph Fiennes talks about the role that he auditioned for? That is the original, like, that's the character or the actor who plays Lucius Malfoy.
Oh,
Did you see what he said?
Hermione?
Yes. Oh, I love I love him. I just love him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's still waiting to hear back, but he has his audition sent in.
Okay.
Oh my god. On another note that's very far from the Harry Potter world, did you hear about the TikTok content creator who everybody was fan casting him as Will from the Devil's Night series? And like to the point where he was getting like, I think he got like pissed off at it or something and either deactivated his account or like something.
No.
But then he came back and he started like reading the book and charging people to listen to him read the book. Okay. He was charging people like $70 to just hear him read the book.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like happened quite recently. Penn Douglas has not posted anything saying that it was authorized. Like this is his own little side thing that he's trying to. Gross. No. He's going to have a lawsuit on his hands.
Is he fitting for Will?
I don't know. All I know is that like he was posting videos like hating on the book girlies for fan casting him as Will. So no, it's just gross. I don't like it.
He would be he should feel flattered to be compared to Will.
Yes.
I'm actually going to reread that series. I need to.
Yeah, Will is I think he might have been one of my favorites. Kai
was my favorite. Anyway, we're going completely off track right now.
That was he was my favorite too. And then Will, because Will just seemed like such a, I don't know, sweetie. Anyways.
Okay, we have some new re-recorded ACOTAR audiobooks releasing May 6th by Elizabeth Evans. She recorded the audiobooks for Throne of Glass and Crescent City. Amazing. I haven't listened to those audiobooks yet.
Yeah, they're all gonna match. She's really, really good. I know she has like quite the history with audio narration, but
okay.
Yeah. I'm very happy about that. It may be enough for me to go back and listen to them all again.
Oh boy. Here we go.
And I just happened to come across Emily McIntyre. We're subscribed to her on our podcast email. And we get a lot of her, just like her musings. Like she's very, I love reading her emails, like for her newsletters. She's just one of my favorite people to just listen to. Like, especially her lives that she does. It's just so fun. But she announced in like the end of one of these emails that I just reading down through. And then all of a sudden she announces that she is releasing a new series, a 4-book series.
Oh.
It's going to be interconnected standalone. So you can read them on their own, but they are obviously best read together. It's a gritty contemporary romance series. Corrupt town with some morally questionable characters. We love the morally questionable.
Yes.
And it's reimaginings of tragic love stories. So it's going to have her famous Emily McIntyre twist on it all. And they will be happily ever afters.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know what she means by tragic love stories. I don't know if she means like these are going to be like Shakespeare tragic love stories. If they're going to be contemporary love stories that she's just doing her little twist on, or I don't know.
Oh, I'm so intrigued.
Yes, and the way that she announced it was so cute. It was like a clipping from a newspaper. Rosebrook Rag, I think is what she had it titled. It's about this author coming to town. Like this is what the breaking news for like the newsletter.
That's amazing.
But then below, she has like the information on what the series is going to be. So she says, "Welcome to Rosebrook Falls, where the love is star-crossed and the gossip is hot. The series name is going to be Defying the Stars, but we don't know what any of the book titles are yet." So She says, you don't get the title of book 1 just yet. I know how much you love to play a guessing game, but here's what I can tell you. And then she goes on to say it's the 4-book series, interconnected, blah, blah, blah. The print versions of the Defying the Stars series will be published in North American territories by Bloom Books. And in the UK Commonwealth, both ebook and print versions will be published by Little Brown or Peatkiss. But book 1 is going to release on my birthday, September 30th, 2025.
Amazing. What else was being released on your birthday?
There's so much. I was looking down through, and I don't remember what the last thing was that we spoke about that was releasing on my birthday, but I've been, like, as I was looking for news and releases and stuff, like, there's so much happening on my birthday.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some news on an Evelyn Hugo adaptation. It's been nearly 3 years since Netflix first announced plans for an adaptation of Taylor Jenkins Reid's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. The original director, Leslie Headland, who made her bones as a showrunner of Russian Doll, announced her exit last month. She will be replaced by Maggie Betts, who will also co-write the script. Maggie Betts, what has she written?
She's known for The Burial, The Carrier, Any Given Sunday. Nothing I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that is.
No, but I guess we'll just have to see how it pans out. We have one more piece of news, and that is, over the last couple weeks, a new bookish social app / website has emerged. I know a lot of people are already aware of it, but Tome. And it is all just bookish people and content. Geared more towards fantasy. I think that's their focus, but yeah, it's good. I've been using it a lot. You have your collections, and when you post it to specific collections. I don't know. I just thought that it was such a cute idea. It's only on iOS right now, App Store. But the website is up for anybody else, for Android users. So
interesting. I'll have to take a look.
You really should. I think I've convinced almost everybody else to join it.
Amazing.
Let's get some goodness. What are you reading?
So I know I talked about this last month, because I know I was currently reading it last month, but I'm still reading it and I haven't finished it yet. What Did You Do by Janine O'Reilly, which is the number 2 in the Infatuated Fae series.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Are you at a snag? Are you slumped, or are you just too busy?
I have been in a really big slump to the point where...
See, that's because you were bragging about not being in a slump the last episode. You're like, all is fixed. I'm fine. I'm not in a slump.
That's mental illness for you. It goes up and it goes down. But I tricked my brain to only enjoy audiobooks right now.
Oh, okay.
Weird. So, I'll get to that after. But anyway, the reason why I'm still struggling to read this is because it's on my Kindle. So, What Did You Do is 376 pages. It's a romantasy, dark romance, enemies to lovers. So good.
Yeah.
I cannot read this out. But it's so good. If you love ACOTAR, give this series a read. Amazing.
Perfect.
What are you currently reading?
I have a lot.
Oh,
you know
boy.
how I love to juggle.
Yeah.
I am currently listening to The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Finally. It's been on my TBR for 5 years.
Okay, here we are.
Yeah, it's a YA fantasy and enemies to lovers.
Oh, amazing.
Of course. fae, of course.
Of course.
So the description I can read out because this is the first book in the series. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous High Court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, despite her mortality. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Cardan, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, she must defy him and face the consequences. As Jude becomes more deeply embroiled in palace intrigues and deceptions, she discovers her own capacity for trickery and bloodshed. But as betrayal threatens to drown the courts of Fairy in violence, Jude will need to risk her life in a dangerous alliance to save her sisters and Fairy itself.
That sounds like Avatar.
So far, no. Like, it's like I'm about halfway through, I think. I'm not getting Avatar vibes from it, other than just the fact of there being like the Fae, royalty, and human girl. But I mean, that's pretty well every fantasy book that involves Fae.
Okay.
But yeah. It's very good so far. I do enjoy it.
Do you have a guess of what you would rate it, or what you think you're going to end up rating it?
I think I'll end up rating it so far, if I can base it off of my feels right now, like a 4?
Okay.
Maybe a 3.5, depending on how I feel towards the end of it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking probably a 4.
Damn. A lot could happen in that last 50%.
Yes. Lots. Especially with the way that I rate books.
Yeah, true that.
Because I'm very much a how I feel at the end of the book is what I rate it.
Yeah, in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Mood reader and mood reviewer.
Yeah. Literally.
What else are you reading?
Another Frida McFadden. Surprise, surprise.
Are we reading the same one?
Yes.
Okay.
The Crash by Frida McFadden. This is 384 pages, and of course, it is a mystery thriller, like always. I actually haven't read this description. The nightmare she's running from is nothing compared to where she's headed. Tegan is 8 months pregnant, alone, and desperately wants to put her crumbling life in the rearview mirror. So she hits the road, planning to stay with her brother until she can figure out her next move. But she doesn't realize she's heading straight into a blizzard. She never arrives at her destination. Stranded in rural Maine with a dead car and a broken ankle, Tegan worries she's made a terrible mistake. Then, a miracle, she is rescued by a couple who offers her a room in their warm cabin until the snow clears. But something isn't right. Tegan believed she was waiting out the storm, but as time ticks by, she comes to realize she is in grave danger. The safe haven isn't what she thought it was, and staying here may have been her most deadly mistake yet. And now she must do whatever it takes to save herself and her unborn child. A gut-wrenching story of motherhood, survival, and twisted expectations. So, this is actually giving me, I haven't finished it yet, I'm about halfway through. This is giving me Misery vibes by Stephen King.
Oh.
I don't know why. That's all I can think about whenever I'm reading it.
I'm only about a quarter in. So I haven't even actually probably not even a quarter. Because I only just started it a couple nights ago. So she's not even anywhere yet.
Oh,
she's still,
damn. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really not far into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. At first, I was really hesitant. Oh, yeah, I'm listening to this. I don't know if I said that or not. I think I've been saying reading. I'm listening to it. So I'm listening to this, and at first, the narrator, I think, was the reason why I was like, this isn't doing it for me. I can't really get into this. But then the story picked up.
Yeah, because when you said that you weren't really sure about the book, I messaged Ilsa because I knew that Ilsa read it and liked it. And I said, like, Rebecca doesn't like it.
I do now.
Good. Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people that haven't been big fans of her recent books have said that this is much more like her, like, Never Lie, like that era of her books. Yeah,
I can see
not
it
in
now.
terms of like what happens, but
no, just the quality.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Like, that really got me moving to read it. It's the book club book, so I have to finish it anyways.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Where it's going now, like I say every single episode, I'm always trying to figure out the big plot twist, because there's always going to be at least 2 plot twists. So now I'm like, each character, I'm like, okay, this one's too obvious. It's not going to be him. But that's what she does. She takes it and she makes you think.
She plays cat and mouse.
Yes. Every time.
She like dangles this like really good, obscure option. And then you're like, no, that's too obvious. But it could still be, because you never know with Frida. She's a freaking mad woman.
Yeah.
That's why I like reading her books, because I make notes every time I have like a theory, and I'll just like make a note on it. So I'm never right, but at least I have the one time that I will be right. At least I'll have like the receipts to say, see, I guessed it at chapter 2.
That's so smart. I need to do that.
I don't think I'll get it with this one, because the first note that I made was just totally off the rails, because I can't even say why. I'll explain it to you after we're done reading it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I love how we're both reading it and can talk about it at the end of the month.
Yep. Oh, man.
The next book that I'm reading, the next 2 books, I'll just clump these together because I can't really discuss them. I'm reading Onyx Storm and struggling. I am fighting for my life with this book. And for anyone who doesn't know what Onyx Storm is, it's the 3rd in the Empyrean, 4th Wing, Iron Flame, and now Onyx Storm, by Rebecca Yarros. And yes, her writing is amazing. She's fantastic, but I am just at like information overload at the start of this book, and it is very difficult for me to pick it back up again and keep reading, which is brutal, because this is also a book club book that I need to finish by the end of the month. And it's like 500 pages. So I am,
oh my God,
like I said, fighting for my life.
Yep.
And then also reading The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is technically the prequel to the series, so I could technically read it out, but I'm not going to. We're reading it as book number 3 because that is the publication order.
Right.
But yeah, it's Sarah J. Maas. Do you need another reason to read?
No.
I'm still reading Secrets and Masks, but I took a bit of a break from that one, so I won't talk about that one. And then it's just the featured read.
Same.
Is that all that you have? Okay. Yep. I'm listening to this one.
Me too.
Listening. Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our featured read for this month is The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher. This is my second read by T. Kingfisher. Okay.
Yeah. I have a bunch on my TBR, but yeah, as for read books, this is my second as well.
I'm going to take off running with her after this. It's going to turn into another Freed McFadden obsession.
Sick.
I already know it. As long as my brain can handle that. So this is 385 pages. It is a horror fantasy, supernatural, paranormal. Have we read this out yet?
I don't know. I don't know if we did in the last episode or not.
I don't think we did. I love going in blind. Ugh.
I know.
When a young woman clears out her deceased grandmother's home in rural North Carolina, she finds long hidden secrets about a strange colony of beings in the woods. When Mouse's dad asks her to clean out her dead grandmother's house, she says yes. After all, how bad could it be? Answer: pretty bad. Grandma was a hoarder, and her house is stuffed with useless rubbish. That would be horrific enough, but there's more. Mouse stumbles across her step-grandfather's journal, which at first seems to be filled with nonsensical rants, until Mouse encounters some of the terrifying things he described for herself. Alone in the woods with her dog, Mouse finds herself face to face with a series of impossible terrors, because sometimes the things that go bump in the night are real and they are looking for you. And if she doesn't face them head on, she might not survive to tell the tale. How far are you?
I have 5 chapters left.
Okay, you're a lot further than I am.
Yeah.
I'm over halfway.
Okay.
Her writing style is still similar to The Hollow Places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which
first thing I noticed too.
I love that she has like a style for this. I could not read it last night because it was giving me the heebie-jeebies.
I have to say I expected it to be scarier. I haven't really felt much of the like fear. I keep going back to the part of Hollow Places with the bus. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That feeling, yep. That absolute like terror while reading that part. That's what I want to feel. And I just like, I can't get to that point with this book. I don't know. Like, it's still really great. Like, I'm still totally invested in the characters, the like where it's going. It is creepy as shit. It really is. But I'm not getting that like terror yet.
Damn it.
And I don't think I will. I thought now,
it was...
I was going to say, you're probably getting it.
I'm going to say a couple parts here right now, and I might just, like, beep it out. So the part where she's looking out the window, that gave me... And then the parts where she, like, sees them and is describing, like, twisting, like, the twisted ones. And, like, when she made a face like it, oh my god, what is going to happen right now?
Yeah, that's totally valid.
Yeah.
I felt it too when, like, I was like one of her first nights there, and she looks out and she sees a deer going, like, the dog like is freaking out. And she sees it, and she explains what it looks like.
That also gave, yeah,
because it was like really early in the book when she first sees it, and she's just like, the first time she says like that poor deer, like it must be like deformed, like it must have been in an accident or something. But then the second time she sees it, she gets a better look at it, and it's like his front legs weren't running like it should be.
Yep.
I gotta say, like, that was that got me pretty good, but I still didn't get that like terrified sort of feeling, right? And that's what I'm still looking for in a book. I want to be scared shitless. Somebody please point me in the right direction.
Damn it. Yeah. I really like it though. Like, I want to read more of her books, even if I don't reach that level of terrifying heebie-jeebies. I'm still perfectly content with how creepy this book is.
Yeah. I think I am quite confident this is going to be like a 4, if not 5, depending on what the end gives me. But yeah. Yeah, I'm still very invested in it.
What an interesting concept. I love her internal dialogue. She's so funny. Mm-hmm. And I love how she keeps repeating like parts of his manuscript.
Yeah.
And like she's
that's almost
like,
to like a creepy a level, like creepy level.
Yeah.
Like at first I kind of thought it was like a possession type. Like she was being possessed to say it, but now it's almost more of like a tick almost.
Well, it's just her she said what it was. Like, it's just her intrusive thoughts like leaking.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, but it just seems like she like constantly has to be like, I don't know. It's just she says it so much that it feels like she has to say it. It's almost what it feels like. It's not just, I don't know. Like, that's just the
Yeah.
vibe that I was getting from it. Like, every time that it would kick in, like, out of the blue.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm excited. Oh my God. Can we talk about that for a minute? I mean, I know, like, we'll talk about it more at the end of, like, end of month episode, but the Kilroy drawing, because that fucking creeped me out so much, because that is, like, one of the first things I remember Mom teaching me to draw, like, showing me how to draw.
Yep. I will look this up because I don't fully...
You will know what it is as soon as you see it. Every time Mom would be on the phone doodling stuff, I remember seeing her draw this little...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
remember Mom teaching me how to draw that because I thought it was, like, interesting or whatever.
I'm even more creeped out now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just as soon as she was talking about, like, the drawing, the Kilroy was here, I was just like, oh my God, you are kidding me.
Okay, I'm creeped out even more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have to wait, I think, 2 more days before I can finish it because I ran out of hours on Spotify.
Classic.
Yep.
Classic.
She's shaping up to be a good book. Well, I guess that's all we got for this episode, I think.
All right. Well, check back in 2 weeks to
2 weeks.
Hear our final thoughts once we finish these books.
And don't forget to share our podcast. Give us a rate on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Give us a follow. Give us a like. Yeah.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Doodles.